So there was a video that came out recently on Twitter about someone who was saying, I'm a virgin, you know, and then the person that they were with, who's like some kind of pastor, I think, was saying, you know, I never thought that I'd be blessed to be with a virgin. I'm not, but thank you, Lord, for not overlooking me in this blessing of being with a virgin. And it made me wonder. So the first question that I have is, what do you think the virtues of virginity are, Bims?
Wow. Hi, guys. I think one word that comes to mind is maybe purity.
Okay.
Yeah, like, I think people have got a way of, I don't know, like, you know, because I've gone through so much in my life and I've found someone so pure. It's like a symbolism. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I think as humans, we're always chasing after, you know, attachment and you know, attachments become symbolisms, and so purity. That's I'll just keep that purity.
What is it?
What context?
Yeah, like what does it mean to be
pure?
What is purity?
Spiritually, emotionally, physically.
Yeah, like in that one, I found my virgin, and she's pure. She's never been touched. I think it's all ego. That's another thing. Yeah, you know, because people think it's a thing. Like I'm saying, it's a thing. Like she's pure.
What are the virtues of virginity, Dennis? As a practicing virgin yourself.
Exactly. I think maybe the biggest one would be the lack of comparison. And like quite honestly, I do wish that I had done that. Because then you just don't have anything to compare to. You know what I mean? And that can hold you back.
Yeah. Okay. And yourself?
Very tricky. I don't know. I suppose virginity, so purity, yes, but I think in the context of, I think specifically in the context of anything physical, right? So like in terms of like the physical aspects of what a relationship would be, right? So like not having had sex, any form of sex, right? I think for me, in my mind at least, that's the biggest, I suppose, pillar of what virginity is.
Because when I posed the question, like on Twitter, someone actually replied and they said that the virtue of it would be the ability to show that you have some kind of discipline. So being able to maintain virginity, especially in this world where there's so much of like a sex push, is like a show of discipline. And then there were other comments in that video that I'm talking about that said that you won't have any, outside of the lack of comparison, no toxic attachment.
Yes.
So, for example, once you've been with some raggedy ass dude, story time in the
story time in the comments.
There is a kind of toxicity that you then bring into other relationships. So I guess I see the blessing of it. However, what interested me in that video was that the woman said, I'm a virgin. Right. Yes, I used to be promiscuous in my past because I did everything but. So I don't know what she did.
I was thinking that as well. I was really thinking that. Like, let's go there. Like, really, let's go there.
She didn't go into depth. But does that count?
No. But remember, we're talking about the idea of no comparisons and discipline, right? And what tells you that someone has more discipline than doing everything else but sex consistently for that long? Because it means like you're consistently...
bro.
Actually, that's even worse. That's even worse.
That's not just by your virginity.
It's a strategy. Like, I'm going to do everything else. I'm going to explore. I'm going to do this and that. But then, because one day, I want to use this as my joker.
Yeah, actually.
I think that's actually worse.
And actually, Dennis, to your point, what level of doing everything but for the sake of being able to say I'm a virgin shows your
indiscipline
and liking of things. You're actually scary.
Let's be real for a second.
You're actually scary.
Honestly.
Walking into a hotel room and you're chained.
But not having sex. But here's the thing, right? If you were to say, like, being a virgin from my house right now, you know, it's pretty easy, you know, like without the temptation.
Right.
It gets harder when I decide to go out.
Right.
And now I'm interacting with people.
Right.
It gets even harder when I decide to take those people back to my house to go watch a movie, and we're still not planning on doing anything. Bro, now we're taking off clothes. And we're still going to say this is where we draw the line.
Honestly, I don't think that's special, right? Because I've been in situations like that where like you get to that point and then it was not check.
We didn't have rubbers.
No, wasn't that. I honestly just said no. I was like, Jack, let's not do that, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that's special, bro. For me, what discipline honestly is being able to go into those situations and interactions. Like, I'm not going to do that stuff, right? I'm not interested in doing those things.
Yeah.
Those are against my principles. Because you could be sucking dick every day of the week, and then on Sunday you want to tell me you're a virgin.
No.
And like
But
on the video, do you know what the video said? And it goes exactly to Dennis's point.
Yeah.
One of the comments was like, do you know how evil you have to be to gaslight God and think that you can get him on a technicality?
Right? Right?
I did everything.
But I think that's also the part of that conversation is obviously there's a religious aspect to it, right? So where you're like, oh, I'm trying to keep my virginity for the sake of my practice, and yes, then it becomes a technicality on what the virginity like. There's a physical component for women, right? To your virginity.
Yeah. Right.
So that's a real thing, regardless of whether there's a technicality or not. If it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. Right. So.
But
we're trying to define virginity as a whole, and if you're gonna look for loopholes to then satisfy yourself and also orgasm and enjoy your sexuality, then you're no longer a virgin. I'm defending my
so ask this question, right? Because
so you're no longer pure. If you're going to engage in sexual activity except for penetration and then call it out as being a virgin, I think we're not looking at it.
So you're saying
rightfully.
it's orgasm because you can do that in your sleep without talking to anyone if you're a man.
But I just didn't touch on orgasm.
I have a question, right?
Yeah.
For this,
sexual activity.
So there is a sect,
including dreams.
and I know like specifically American Christianity, right? There's a sect where butt stuff is okay, right? Because it's not vaginal penetration, right? So you can do anal, you can do all of that other stuff, right? But as long as there's no vaginal penetration, you are still a virgin.
Where is this?
In the States. Oh God, I swear.
But
honestly, so where does that then come into what you are saying?
Right. You're in my technicality. Yes, I agree that is the point that I'm making. And I'm saying, if you define your virginity as penetration, then you're a virgin if there's no penetration that's taken place.
Okay, so off of that, is your definition then of virginity subjective?
No, it's not. There's an actual definition in the dictionary. It probably says penetrative sex, right? Like, you guys are trying to turn it into other things, but like the actual thing has a definition. Like, words have meanings.
No, so I can penetrate your mouth and your eyes, and that's okay.
Yeah, did you see
that? I can penetrate your mind.
No, I said your mouth. You can penetrate my mouth and my behind.
Yeah.
And I'm still a virgin.
You're lying.
It's because we're not being vocal about it.
At what point did you decide that the mouth was the problem? Why was it not the ear? So if I penetrate your ear, you're no longer a virgin.
I have questions about that.
Penetration is the real.
Anyway, Jack.
Not Urban Dictionary, please. Let's go Oxford.
Okay, actually, it is about whether you've been in the vagina or not.
Okay.
Outside of that, next question.